Alright, this is Greeno. We got a 2005 Corolla. We're going to do a radiator, but the first thing we did was we made sure that the car was cold. All the hoses were cold, heater hoses, everything was cold, because you do not want to open that radiator cap with the car hot. So right now, we're going to open the radiator cap first, and then what we're going to do is go underneath, and we're going to drain the fluid. Radiator cap is off, we'll put that aside. This is our drain. We're going to loosen this, and then it'll come down through this hole and into the pan. Okay, I'm just going to try to open this up by hand first. And there we go. I could open up by hand. And I'm going to turn it slowly until it starts coming out. And there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it drain all out. Well, that looks like it's pretty much it so far. There's still more in there, but what we're going to do is I'm going to hand tighten this little valve here so we can stop it from coming out of the radiator, out of the bottom. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this bottom radiator hose right here, okay? Sometimes it'll clip in there, sometimes it won't, but here it comes off. Okay, hope you got to see some of that, but that was an easy way to take it off. Now what I've got is I've got two transmission lines. One up near the top, one near the bottom. I'm going to take the yellow container down and I'm going to put up my green one. So I can catch any transmission fluid that comes out. Okay, I'm going to try to get the hose off. The clamp off for the hose for the transmission. The bottom one. Okay. Here's the clamp right here. See the clamp? And you can see underneath it where it goes and hooks into the radiator. So I'm going to take these clamps with the rounded end, these long ones, I'm going to grip it and twist that and pull on it. And see if I can pull it off. Yeah, it's loosened up now. See, that loosens it up on the spout that's on the radiator for the transmission. So now we got transmission fluid dripping out a little bit, and I've got a punch that I'm just going to insert into the hose so we don't get any leakage of the transmission fluid. I can put it right in here for now, and it isn't leaking at all. As you can see where I've got it here. I got it sticking through the frame. It isn't leaking at all. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take off this top transmission line. I'm pointing to it right now. See if I can get in there with a pair of pliers underneath to slip that off of there. And there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my special pliers again, and I'm going to try to move this. Right close to the camera here. Let's see if I can get it from another angle. Try to move it a little bit so we can get it to come off easy. That just helps break it free. Just helps break it free from the from the outlet there. I think it's pretty well broken free. This is a little closer to the engine block because this car was actually in a wreck. And that's why we're actually doing the radiator, because it hurt the radiator. I'm putting that plug in there. Okay, hope you're able to see that, what I've done. But the other thing I want to do while I'm over on this side is I'm going to take the overflow tube off. And see, by moving it a little bit, I can take it off a lot easier, okay? I'm taking that off. And then while I'm over here, there's a 10mm nut down there. There's a 10mm nut right there, okay? That's pretty easy. Might be able to get the rest of it out with my finger. Yep. I want us to make sure I save that. I'm kind of working odd here, and the reason I am is so I can show you everything. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take off the top radiator hose, okay? Spray just a little silicone on there, see if it helps it come off any. See, it makes it slide a lot easier. There we go, we got that off. I've got some of these pliers, but not as big as I need. But there you go, I moved it. Makes it a lot easier to get that off. You see those pliers? See that? Hose isn't hurt at all. And we got it off. So there we go. Got that out of the way. There, I got that out of the way now. Okay, so we've got another 10mm bolt. We just did one of those. We got one on each side. So I'm going to take this one off while I'm here. Okay, don't want to lose those. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to take off this electrical clip. I don't know if you can see it. I know you can see it, but I don't know if I can get a good shot. There's the electrical connector. Okay, let's see if we can get a good shot of that. Here it is right here. There. See what I did? All I have to do is take a screwdriver and put it in like this. It'll push down on this little tab right here. It'll push down the tab and then it pulls out. Okay? A clip. I had a hard time showing you that, so let me just show you the clip. It comes out. Basically, these squeeze in from the back and you can pull it out. If you try to pry it out a little bit and you're slow at it, you can do that and squeeze them and pull it out. But you can see where it goes in right there. Okay, so I got that line out. Now all we've got to do is lift the radiator fan and the coolant tank out. So don't know how I'm going to get a shot of this, but let's hope for the best. Okay, I'm going to lift this right out, and I think that's about it. I don't think there takes much more than that. All we've got left on this radiator are these two top bolts, and this one comes out. I got a 12mm socket on this 3/8 ratchet. I'm going to take these radiator support bolts out. Don't lose them. There's two of them. What I'm going to do is just lift up on the radiator. Should come right out for me. Voila! Next, what you want to do is compare your radiators. I've looked mine over, but I just want to show you. Just compare your radiators, make sure they're the same. Okay? Here's one of them. Here's the old one. And there's the new one. So I've compared those radiators, and they are the same. I'm going to leave these caps where the transmission lines go until I put the transmission lines back on. There's also these two radiator supports that go at the bottom. And you want to make sure that what you don't do is that you don't lose them and you don't forget to put them back on. You got the radiator supports and they go in this way. See, the longer side goes down. This side is the upside, this side goes down. But they go down into the frame. So I can put them in there and then I can just put them in where they are, and then I can just take the radiator and put the radiator in. I'm going to take this radiator. You can see the ends of the radiator. This little piece right here goes into those rubber pieces on the bottom, the supports. I'm just going to be careful. I don't want to, mess up any of the fins or anything. Nice and easy. Nice and easy does it, right? And actually, I got to come over this way a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put this in now. Nice and easy does it. There, I've got one side in, and I'm working on the other. There. Now I've got the two sides of the radiator in. Now it's basically the reverse procedure. First thing we're going to do is get our ratchet with a 12mm on it and put our radiator support brackets back in the top. You screw those in, tighten them down, 12mm. Right there. And that's tight enough for both of those. Okay, now we're over halfway done. Rather than putting the fan in now, I'm going to go and get the passenger side, both of the tubes for the transmission and the bottom radiator hose hooked up. So I'm going to hook them up now. It's about how to make things easier, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this bottom hose back on. And even though I got it on the lift, I'm going to go underneath. I'm just going to take a pair of pliers, squeeze. Even though it's underneath, I'm going to go take a pair of pliers and just put that bottom hose right on. Maybe you can see me do it. We will see. This bottom hose is right here. And boy, can I make that easy. Just like this. See that? How easy that is. Let me get that hose up there. Nice. Nice. Oh yeah. Gotta come back a little bit. A little bit will do ya. Right there. That clamp is on. Now I'm going to take this top one right here. Here's the hose right here. See, we're making this easy by not putting that fan in. Now we're going to get these transmission lines back on. Let me get this top one on here. That should go on pretty easy. Okay, let's get that clamp back on. Okay. Now we've got all the hoses on that side. Next thing we've got to do is we've got to put this fan back in. There's these two slots that you see. Okay? See the one down here and the one here. Okay? These have to go into pegs that are on the radiator. They'll slide into that radiator on both sides. It's very important. Very important that they both engage. Okay? But there we go. We got both sides in. Very good. Very good. You want to make sure you get them both in, because that's what holds the bottom of the fan down. Then our two 10mm nuts, we screw them in. Tightening. There you go. So the two 10mm are on. Let's put our overflow tube back on. That is now on. And what do we have left? What do we have left? We have this top radiator hose right here. I don't know. Okay, we've got this radiator hose. We just slid it on. Let's take these pliers and just move this up. And it's back on. So everything is complete except the wire. I'm just going to take this wire, remember, for the fan. All I have to do is plug it in and push this little tab into the fan shroud. This, my friends, is all set. This is all set. What we have to do now is open up the radiator and fill it. Okay, there we go. Then we stick the funnel, make sure the funnel's clean. My funnel has a little bit of debris in there. Make sure it's clean. Now we're gonna put new antifreeze in there. We are not gonna put the old stuff in. Never do that. Okay. We have pre-diluted antifreeze for Asian cars. And we're going to put that in. And we're still filling it up. You can see the bubbles come out. Exactly what we want to happen. Air is purging itself out of the system. When it gets done, all I have to do is put this stopper in there like that, and then I can pull the funnel right off. So we're going to let that go until it stops bubbling. I'm going to put the plug in the funnel, pull the funnel off. There'll be a little drip, but it won't be that bad. Now I turn the car off. There's a little bit coming out of there. We're going to put the pan back under. So I can just let the rest of this out, which will be a very little bit. Won't hurt nothing. There we go. Now I'll take the brand new radiator cap and put it on. And that is a wrap. This is done. Thanks for watching Greenhouse Family Garage. I know we did it a little differently today, but I think that's the best way to do the job. As always, check for leaks. Don't leave any of the antifreeze around where pets or anything can get to it. It can kill them. So with that, that's a wrap.